4, is that correct? I think it's 4, right? Did I get that
Yes,
right?
it's 4.
Danae, do you have our list of questions in front of you?
I do.
Awesome. So dude, if you could do just a brief introduction and then roll through those questions, and then we'll open it up to the audience for questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Dynee Medlock, and I have lived in Salem, Oregon for 14 years in Ward 4. My husband, Mike, and I have 2 children. Our son, Ben, is 12 years old and started middle school this year. Still a strange experience having a middle schooler having a child in middle school. Our daughter, Kiana, is 12 and wrapping up her final year at Battle Creek Elementary School. And I felt compelled to run because there was a need there. I remember getting a phone call back in March on a Thursday from my friend Trevor, who said, "We need you. Can you run?" And I went, "What?" "Tell me what's going on." And when he explained to me the gravity of the situation, that the other person who was running in the ward did not have the same values that we had, did not have the interest of our residents in mind, that frightened me. And I told him I need to talk to my husband, which I did. And I told him, I said, "This is what's going to happen. If I don't run, this person's automatically going to get the seat. She's not experienced. She's bankrolled by the developers, and she does not have the residents as a priority." And when I told him that, he had the same response I did. He said, "Honey, you have to run." And so that is exactly what we called Trevor back, and I said, "Yes, tell me what I need to do. Tell me what this all involves. I want to do what we need to do to make sure that our voices are heard, and that this critical time that we have over the next 5 to 10 years, not just for our city, but our country and the world, that good decisions are being made." So that is what compelled me to join this race, was that I felt there was a great need for my experience, which I will lead into the next question is, why do you feel you're a good candidate for city council? I feel I'm a good candidate for city council because I've had leadership positions throughout my life. I'm not sure, it's kind of funny that my philosophy is, when there's a need, step up and do what you can. And that is what I've done. I can think back all the way to high school. That is exactly what I've done. I always seemed to land in leadership positions because they needed to get done. And because I knew that there were groups of people that may not have agreed on things, but all had the end goal of things needed to get done. And so, for example, when I came to Salem 14 years ago, I came to the neighborhood association to check it out, and they needed board members. I said, "How can I help?" And they said, "Do you want to be on the board?" I said, "Sure. Yes, I will learn how this works." And I did, and I had a great time. I met lots of wonderful neighbors, and it was a great experience. And I felt like I could make a big difference. Later on, I also joined, there's the South Salem Moms Group. They really, they needed to have some leadership there to help them move forward. And so I also helped. And then I'll sum it up because I don't want to bore you all with lists of things that I've done. But when my son was 2 and diagnosed with autism, there was a big leap in what needed to be learned in a short period of time. And I learned very early on that you need to be an advocate for others. And so I was very lucky to be selected to be in this training that's provided by an organization in town called Creating Opportunities, which teaches you how to be a leader and go to the state capitol and to advocate for causes that you care about. And so that was I would say, my first really big step into experiencing how things work with the laws and how to move things forward. So what I can tell you is I also have experience of running my own business. I did that for about 5 or 6 years, and it went very well. But I just say I found another company in town that had similar goals, and I got along really well with the owner. And so I closed up shop and I joined his company, and I've been there for 7 years and have gotten a great chance to meet people of all different backgrounds and beliefs. And I really feel like I can connect with my neighbors because, well, we talk to each other and I try to listen. So let's see, let me see, go on to my next question here. Let's see, my priorities. Okay, I will try to be more succinct about this because I do love to chat. So my priorities for the city of Salem are as follows. I want to help us work on this crisis we have with homelessness in our city for those who don't have a place to live. And my second point, that way I'll just summarize. Second point is helping encourage and move forward action to with our climate action plan so that we can come up with solutions as quickly as we can, seeing we have such a short window of time with the climate. And the third thing would be just to encourage more affordable housing, because all of these things, I say they're separate points, but they're all connected. The homelessness, the affordable housing, and climate change. All of these things, as different as they might sound to some people, are intertwined. And so my priorities would be to focus on those 3 areas. And I think by doing that, by supporting the efforts we have right now with homelessness in Salem, such as the micro shelters that we started to set up for transitional housing, and working with community partners to really move forward and to expand what we have now, because the scope of the problem is so much bigger than what we have the capacity for now. In regards to climate change, I am a firm believer that there are solutions that we can do, and there are ways we can work together. I can tell you, on my house, I got solar panels in November and I love them. And I have been begging my neighbors. I have a neighbor down the street that just got solar panels. But it's just one of those little things of numerous ways and solutions that we can work together to try to make a difference to address the huge problem of climate change. And then the third part, affordable housing. I know just recently with City Council here, I've seen them in action support things that really make a difference in providing affordable housing in Salem, different projects that they support. And I too would support and encourage projects that would help with having affordable housing. Let's see, and I think that leaves me open to Q&A.
I think we're ready for some questions from the audience. Please raise your hand. Aileen.
Hi. I want to ask you the same question about promising to, if you would make a pledge to not weaken our land use laws. I want to explain why I'm asking everybody this. In the last legislative session, the development community is started to generate bills under the guise of needing affordable housing as an excuse to build houses on farmland via expanding UGBs, making it a lot easier to do so. I see this as a huge threat. We have this UGB system already allows 20 years of enough land for housing, and I just see this as a huge threat. So that's why I'm asking everybody, all the candidates, would you pledge to not weaken Oregon's land use laws?
Yes.
Thank you.
Long question, short answer, but it was right to the point. I liked it.
I figure when I can give a short answer, I will.
Thank you very much.
I think it worked there. Other questions? And please raise your hand. Yeah, Trevor.
I'll hold many hats right now. Thank you, Dynee, for running. Is it true that your opponent only moved to the district a year ago? And is it true that it was reported in a newspaper article that your opponent has only voted twice in the last 10 plus years?
Yes, that is so true and disturbing. Yes. But that is why I am running, because I really feel it is important to have someone who cares enough to be able to vote and be active in the community. So yes, that is true. She hasn't been voting, and she just moved here last year into an apartment while she waits for a very big house to be built. I think she sold her other house for about $1 million that wasn't in Salem. It was just outside of Salem.
And you've, just a follow-up question, you've lived in Ward 4 in the same house since 2008, and you voted in every general election and every primary election since moving here.
Yes. I even have geeky pictures of me holding my ballot with my husband. Every year we always tell people, don't forget to vote.
Well, thank you again for running. I'll let other people ask questions.
Okay.
Any other questions for Dynee? I'd like to also thank you for running, especially since you're in my district. Thanks for stepping up and for all your activism up to this point, because it obviously gives you a nice momentum coming into a race like this. And thanks to people like Trevor for twisting your arm. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for being with us today. And please make sure you post your information in our chat before you go, so if people want to support you, they'll know how to help out. Oh, I think Trevor already put it there. There we go. Yeah.
Thank
Awesome.
you, Trevor.